Oh yeah, Rolls Royce Merlin 66. Hey, welcome to another Flights with Joel. This is Joel. Today we are at Santa Barbara Airport, KSBA in beautiful sunny California, just down the coast, up the coast from LA, down the coast from San Francisco. Such a beautiful area, a beautiful airport. This is by ORBX. It is add-on scenery, which I'm going to go into a little bit further when I come back. I'm going to fly this incredible Spitfire a bit. First, I'm going to get it started. Look at this place. It's awesome. This is the FlyingIron Simulations LFMK9C, which is one of the very advanced models of the Spitfire version 1.0.2. Lots of updates here. Better sound, more sounds. Handles far better in my opinion. That was when you just snap it on the track IR. Having a look around the cockpit. I'm going to see if I can get this thing started without Control E. A lot of times I start on the runway. I have no patience. I'm going to try starting it. Making sure the controls are free and correct. Everything works. Beautiful animations. Power's on because the power switch is right there by the throttle. As soon as you put the throttle forward, you can barely see it. It's right down in there. Magneto's on. This is out of order. This is not according to the checklist that they include with the aircraft. Fuel on. And that is the throttle. That's not what I want. Mixture full rich. And this little fuel thing, right? I'm still unclear about that. I think I have that backwards. And prime. I really love these sounds. Okay, I forgot the wobble pump. You have to put fuel into the engine with this manual pump first until that little red light goes off on the right side there, just below the wobble pump. That red light has to turn off. There it is. One more for good measure. Still not starting. So if you know what I'm doing wrong, it means you read the manual or you went and got help on the forums. Because it does start. It will. Give it another little pump. Try the fuel cock this way. Nope, it's not going to start. My magnetos are on. Full rich. That was Control E. Now we've got to start. Now we have a start. There we go. Close up those tabs so I don't accidentally hit the starters again. And this has very realistic engine behaviors. Let's have another listen. This is one of the changes they made. When you close this now, you have to lock it. Close it and latch it good. And then close the canopy. And listen, I mean the sound, again, I love it. I'm going to go with canopy open for now because I have to taxi for a little bit. Bit of taxi here. Another nice sound, here it comes. I love that. This is now up to the standards of the A2A Spitfire from oh so long ago. Release the parking brake, taxi to the runway. Now, when I jumped in, this is weird, maybe it said wind was 310.25 knots on the map, right? On the weather on the map before I got started. So I knew that was wrong. So they're still getting the weather. The weather's still wonky. Wonky weather. But when you get in and you turn on the ATIS,
Santa Barbara Airport information uniform 00000. Wind 127 at 14. Visibility 10. Sky condition few clouds at 1,100 feet. Few clouds.
okay, I'm pretty sure I can do this because I think they have a runway that's pointing right into the wind. So I'm just going to consult my airport map. There we go, there's Santa Barbara on airnav.com. And I have a runway 25. I have two runway 25s, right and left. And a 15 right and left. And I think I want 15 because that's going to give me wind almost directly in my face, which is only going to help. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I'd get it off the ground. Yes, I could run him over. It's not real, but I'll let him go. I'll give him a break this time. I'm already watching that temperature gauge. I don't want it to overheat on my way to the runway. A little taxi by the buildings. Beautiful airport. I actually have been to this airport, and Santa Barbara is an awesome place. It's very temperate. You know, 60s, 70s, almost year-round. Beach city. It's where a lot of extremely wealthy stars live here. I don't know if you've ever heard of the former prince and princess. Sure you know. They live just north of Santa Barbara, like literally a few miles north of Santa Barbara. Montecito, I believe it is. Watch that, watch the crossing the runways. Gotta be careful. Okay. Windsock seems to be working. Oh, and I have a little action here, a little AI action. I love watching AI planes land. It's silly, but I love it. As twitchy and weird as they are, they're still beautiful to me. I don't know, it's fun. So, now that that guy's out of our way, let's line up. And I can almost just sit here with the brakes off and take off. I've already got 14 knots. Alright. Still looks nice and cool. Everything's set to go. I am going to add a bit of right rudder, or port, I believe it's called on this. And a little up a trim. The trim is always nose down, it seems like, when I take off. So I'm adding a little up trim. That was not the trim, so I put those flaps back up. Little trim. There we go. Nope. Nope. Yes. Little replay with the flight recorder tool. Now you'll see it looks pretty sloppy. However, I didn't wreck, and I'm not a Spitfire pilot, so there we go. It's a challenge. It's a handful, but it's far less of a handful than it was before the update. Much easier to fly. Absolute dream. I'm just going to do a bit of flight around the pattern. I'm going to do a low pass and just enjoy the beauty of this aircraft. Now, as you can see, and a lot of people are talking about this, there's some twitchiness around the windshield. I don't know, there's some weird animation, so hopefully they'll do a hot fix to fix that, because that was not happening before. This is Santa Barbara, California. If I just keep going this direction, I will run right into Los Angeles in some very busy airspace. This is a large runway without a lot of traffic. Great for playing with fast aircraft. Endless repaints available for this. This is one of the ones that comes with it. Hey, I spot an aircraft. There's another AI. What I love to do is follow AI, do a little close reconnaissance. Escort service. I think they asked for an escort. Oh, he got nervous. I think someone told him to go around. I don't have tower on, so I don't know what happened. Now, he's acting like your typical AI and wussing out. Hey, where's he going? What is that about? What? Oh well. Come back around. See if I can put this thing back down. If you want stunts, there's hundreds of videos doing stunts in the Spitfire. You know, if you want to see me do stunts in the Spitfire, just let me know in the comments. When, you know, where do you want to see it? I will fly it around, fly it through bridges, or crash it wherever. You know, be happy to. But I just like flying it and trying to get a handle on it. First off, and see how hot that is. Look at the temperature gauge down there to the right, the orange gauge below the red one. That is hot, and I've done nothing. So I've barely got the thing on. It's barely running. Wow, wow. Time to put it back down. 15 right is actually a bigger runway. Let's see here. Yeah, see? I'm having some troubles. It's losing power. Right here is a good altitude normally for a normal landing. I'm going to climb a bit in case I lose all my power. This is exciting. I can't miss this landing because I am overheated. It could blow at any minute and then I'll be a dead stick landing. I'm going to try and get it in without blowing the engine. That's always the goal, landing without blowing the engine. Gear down and locked. I am a bit fast, and that's what I want again, because the engine, I may lose power. Coming in a bit hot. Both hot head temperature and hot and fast, a little fast. I think I've made the runway. Flaps. It's already cooling down a little. And there we go, a little bit of a bounce. As I said, I was going faster than normal. I was worried about the overheating engine. Got down, did not bend anything, even a little. Kept it on the runway, between the ditches. And I'm gonna ease it off the runway and look for those radiator flaps. I know they're here. I always forget where they are. That'll keep you, that should help with the overheating, as well as pulling back on the propeller, pulling back on the throttle. It seemed like I was already back on the throttle, but I forgot where the darn radiator switch is, so it's right down here, I think. That's it. the radiator inlet is right here. I thought the flaps were on the inlet here. So that's open. No change. Also my flaps, it's surprising it cools off the flaps down at all. They're right in the way. Let's see here. Close them again. I don't see any difference. Flaps up. What happens in the back when we open those radiator flaps? Oh, one thing I noticed here is there's a heat signature coming out of the radiator. Now we open the flaps. Okay, that's a big difference. Now I see. They're in the back. They're not in the front. I'm sure all of you were screaming. Because plenty of people are screaming. Keep watching. I'll get it. Close them back up. And you see you have a lot less. You basically have more aerodynamics and a lot less space. Look at the heat. There it is. That's the heat signature I was talking about. And we're floating off the runway just a bit, but that's probably just the angle I'm at. Because from here, it doesn't look like I'm floating. From there, it doesn't look like I'm floating. All right. So we're going to leave the Spitfire for just a moment and look around Santa Barbara, KSBA. I got this on sale. It was extremely inexpensive. It's hard for me to think about adding scenery in this sim because I think the sim looks amazing. However, this company that I'm a big fan of, not affiliated with in any way, but I like their scenery. And as I say, I actually know this airport, so I wanted to check it out. And what happens when you add scenery, at least from ORBX, is then you can turn your flight sim into a walking sim or into like Sims or something. You turn it into you can add a whole nother element to the game because, I mean, look at this. You can walk around. There's a vehicle available now. If you want to find that little vehicle, you can drive around. But here's the thing. They have the inside done. Now, I flew out of here, 2019? And this is what it looks like. It's much more crowded, I'll tell you that. But this is what it looks like. So if you want to hang out inside an airport and check out the artwork on the walls and... well, okay. There's something seems to be missing here. I think the gates are missing. But still, it's incredible. Incredible. You can stand at the window and watch the planes. Planes go by if you have it set right. Or you can come out here and have lunch, have a drink, have lunch. Just, watch the airport personnel standing around, apparently, doing very little because there's no planes, which is not actually true in Santa Barbara, especially now. Airports are getting busy again. So you've got this incredible area here, and then over here, my favorite part, if you've seen any of my other Flights with Joel videos, just Google it, Flights with Joel. Helipads. There's helicopter parking here. There's 4 areas. You've got a FBO over here. You've got the beautiful sunshine of Southern California. There's the tower is over here. There's a fuel stop, more FBOs, more businesses. There is a fuel stop just past here. That little tank down there is fuel. And then let's see if I can go in the tower. Can I look out from the tower? Let's see. I can actually go in here. This is tricky. I'm just using the drone cam, obviously. Which is, no. There's nothing inside the tower. You can always stand on top of the tower. If you're doing multiplayer, you could stand up here and have all your buddies fly. Yeah, there's nothing in the tower. Wow. There's air conditioning on top of the tower. So you can stand up here and watch people fly by. Or if they're in helicopters, you can watch them hover right next to you. And there you go. The updated FlyingIron simulations Spitfire and Santa Barbara Airport. Thank you. This has been another Flights with Joel. And now I'm going to shut up and simply fly the aircraft. This is just if you are having insomnia. This is for that. Just my edits that I didn't use.